Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, a place that we're everything but silent. I am your host, Isaiah, and I'm here with my co-host, Sabrina.
Hi.
And we are here to talk about Total Drama Island episodes 23 and 24. Lance could not be here again, but look, we're hoping to have Lance's finale. I know I actually got some DMs, Sabrina. People were like, what is Lance's opinion on the Lashana boot and all that stuff?
Yes.
So I will make sure that Lance talks about all that fun stuff. And all we know, Lance could show up in the middle of this. We have no idea. But for now, it's just me and Sabrina. We're going to rock. We're just chilling. But yeah, Sabrina, we're going from Final 4 to Final 3 this episode. And I mean, I'm sure you'll talk about your opinions later. But how did you enjoy these two episodes?
So the first one was a little weird because of the campfire. The campfire ceremony was kind of strange. But the last episode, like getting down to Final 3, was a little bit not shocking, but like I wasn't really totally expecting for the person to go home that did.
Yeah.
So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
So I mean, honestly, with episode 23, I mean, there's not much to talk about here. It's a huge episode about the campers being stranded, and it's really Chris and Chef watching them and doing a survival challenge, but Mr. Coconut leaves and all that. So you know what? We're not actually going to talk a lot about that right now. I'm going to use this space to talk about the Final 4, and then we can hop into the next episode. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. Okay. If you haven't seen it, they get stranded, they go crazy, they do some Lost references, and then they're back to normal. Nothing important happens. But and you know what? This is the recap for the rewatch. You have to see this if you're this far by now. But so I mean, I guess we can start off with we'll talk about him later, but Duncan here, going into this episode, and I mean, you know, the fate of him next episode. We'll further analyze that. But what did you think about Duncan's game going into this?
Well, see, like I thought Duncan was in a good spot because, like, he sort of had the alliance with Heather from a few episodes back, and then he was always cool with Owen, and they seemed to be like pretty close. And Owen was like all about like the guys, so like I was like, hey, he has got in with Owen. And then, I mean, he had kind of verbalized that he didn't really like Gwen that much, like he thought like she was annoying and stuff. But then they kind of started to get a little bit closer and like be more friendly. And so, yeah, I thought he was in a pretty good spot going into Final 4.
Okay. And I mean, I think out of everyone here, like in terms of strategy, at least if it's not Heather, I think he would be the best strategist on the board. So.
No, definitely agree.
So the next person was I mean, we can talk about the other guy, Owen. I mean, Owen still there. I mean, for a while, you guys had him at your S tier as well.
Yeah.
But you know, eventually started dropping and stuff. Owen's never really been like the strategist or like anything game related, but he's just like his social game is so unintentionally good because he's not really playing the game. It's kind of like Jordan Lloyd from Big Brother, right? It's like people just like him, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's just like it's interesting because like all 4 people like do have like very different like gameplays. Like with Duncan, obviously you have more on the strategic end, a little bit of social, but more strategic. And then you have Heather, who's like pretty much all strategic. Then you have Owen, who's like all social. And you have Gwen, who's a lot of social, a little bit of strategic. So they're like all their own little like sections. But yeah, Owen for sure is just like, I want to make friends. I want to have a good time. I want to eat all the food. It's cool. So I understand why he is where he is because people just like him. Like there's no reason to vote him out. And even then, like, even though he was just, you know, wanting to like make friends and stuff, like, he still did really well at the challenges in the very beginning. And so people saw him as a valuable team player because he was able to win for them. So I think that's part of the reason why he stuck around for as long as he did too, because people realized that he like could help them.
Okay. And then next is Gwen. And I will say, when you were separating all the people with their strengths, I will say Gwen is also, I feel like she's a really good out of the people left with the competitions, I think. Because I mean, Lashana, I guess you can call her a copy for her, but she's not here anymore. Gwen would be like right next in line for that. I think Gwen, if it's not for her comps and, you know, her low key, she has a okay social game.
Yeah.
Because she slowly started making friends throughout the game and everything. But I mean, I don't know what's your thoughts about her?
Like, I think it definitely took her, yeah, it was a slow start for her socially. Like, she definitely at first was like not about it, but she definitely made a lot of bonds with a lot of the people that were, leaving towards the end. So, like, she was making some good jury connections, hopefully. So, you could tell that she might have some jury votes if she, gets to the final two. And so that's promising for her. But, but she,
You're fine. You're fine.
my bad.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
But no, I think Gwen's in a really good spot. Like I think if she makes final two, like she definitely has a good case to win. Like I think she's the most well-rounded out of the final four in terms of social strategic, and a lot of people like her, which was evidence from the jury episode. Like people were talking about how that they did enjoy Gwen's presence. So I think if she can keep it up and she can make it to the finale, I think she's got a really good shot.
All right, and then lastly is Heather, which definitely she's strategy times two. I mean, like her social
For
games
sure.
should be good. Like at the beginning, her social game was fairly well, but
Yeah.
she just doesn't have good jury management.
No,
And yeah,
yeah, that's her
God,
big. That's and see, this show doesn't follow the logic of like Survivor or Big Brother, so it's throwing me off because if I were thinking of it as like an actual like game like this, first off, Heather would have been gone a long time ago. But even beyond that, even if she stayed miraculously in like a Survivor show, like her jury management is so poor that what she's doing right now, which you can tell is like last ditch efforts for jury management, like in her confessional movie, she's like, Lindsay, like you're my best friend forever. You too, Beth. Like, no,
yeah.
you're so smart. And I'm like, okay, like obviously we know what she's trying to do. And then with this show, is that going to work? Is that like against the norm? Because usually that doesn't really work. So I see that as the producers of this show setting her up to be in the final two because I think they want I think they want us to see if that actually does work in her favor in the finale. So at this point, I really do see Heather and Gwen in the final two because I think even though they're two women, I think they're very opposite in terms of, again, Gwen was a little bit more social, played fair, like really wanted to work for the team. And then Heather was like very selfish and conniving and would do anything to win. So I'm curious to see what happens with like a jury. I could see a jury maybe not splitting, but I could see not a landslide either way. I don't know. Like I don't see one person winning all the votes in that case. Like I could see Heather talking her way into getting some votes in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's our quick breakdown on the final four. Hopefully that fills up your time. Anyone's watching for episode 23 because episode 23 is boring. I'm sorry.
I didn't either because I was just like watching the whole thing and I was like, what is the point of this? And then seeing that nobody left, I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was like, I watched all of this.
I feel like we'd be doing it injustice if I didn't get your opinions on Mr. Coconut as a character. What's your thoughts?
I mean, that was a funny reference. Owen is so ridiculous, but I enjoyed that. It was cute, but
Okay.
it was just funny that like he like actually like eliminated him. Like
And now you and eventually Lance will understand why that coconut was on the channel.
Yeah.
So, there you go. So there you go. That's our very quick breakdown on the final four. But now we're getting back to canon total drama. Let's break down and talk about episode 24. And this episode was almost like last episode, but more structured. It's a survival episode.
I was like, what do we do? I was like, are we repeating this? Like, what?
Yeah.
Make up again in a weird spot. I was like, what is going on? Like
episode 23 honestly was not needed. Like I'm very confused. But maybe they were like, we just need more episodes. Like give us
there's
more.
probably like a contract of like, oh, we have to have this many episodes. Like
Now, so when we get into this, so basically it's a survival episode, and I actually funny enough, so what they did the first survival episode with the one that Izzy was just like a bear. They've done this one, they've done the one previously. That's 3 times they've done survival episodes, I think.
Yes.
Interesting how they did that, but it's easy. Go to a certain spot on the map at night, and then make it back to camp before the other one at sunrise. They all get bags. It's boys versus girls, so it's Owen and Duncan versus Heather and Gwen, which is kind of interesting because Heather and Gwen hate each other,
Yeah.
and then Duncan and Owen don't mind each other,
Right.
but Owen could be a little too much. So the dynamics were very funny. Oh, and Chef actually cuts Mr. Coconut here, so I thought that was very funny as
Yeah.
well. Um, this is like a Chef episode because Chris is at an award show or something, so Chef
Yeah,
took
it's
over.
ridiculous. Yeah.
So basically what we're seeing is that both teams kind of have like an advantage somehow. The girls get a compass,
Yeah.
and then the guys get night vision goggles. Owen stares in the sun with night vision goggles, don't know why. There you go. You know, it's interesting because first we're going to see a lot of complaining from like Heather, and then Gwen's like, you know, we got to put up with each other, you know, so you know, just suck it up. How did you think of these two teams dynamics before we continue, Sabrina?
So it's one of those things where that clearly it was done on purpose because the producers of the show know that, you know, Heather and Gwen hate each other for a long time. I think they wanted the drama of like a boys versus girls like match too. So I see why they did it. So I feel like any other pair like wouldn't it have been as dynamic as the way they did it. So it's really interesting to see how they would work together because how many times were Gwen and Heather ever on a team?
They've been on the same team for the entire season, I think.
Right. Okay.
They were in their original tribes. They were on the swap tribes because it was girls versus guys, and they were here.
Right.
The only time they haven't was like, for example, last episode where she had to be with Jeff and she had to be with Owen. But I mean, they're usually on the same team.
Yeah, because even though they've been on the same team, they never really worked hand in hand, like ever. And so this is the first we really got to see that, like actually personally working together. So I thought it was interesting.
Actually, crazy now that I noticed, 3 of the final 4 is Screaming Gophers. Duncan's the only one that wasn't on their original team. So fun fact there. And LaShawn is so technically final 5. Oh wow.
Okay.
So basically, you know, Duncan and Owen don't have a compass, so they think they know where they're going, and they're climbing a mountain. They're not, and basically Gwen clowns them for it. You know, we're seeing, you know what? But they land. We're going to basically, it's like a montage. We're going to see the guys try to sabotage the girls try to sabotage the guys, and trying to steal each other's stuff. Just to make a long story short, because it's just a lot of stuff going on here. We're just getting montage of them stealing candy and compasses and maps and stuff. And while we get this montage, we actually see Chef doing nothing the entire day. Like he's like sun tanning, he's going through people's belongings. Like Chef's just having a ball. So I mean that's a little fun. And yeah, so basically it's nighttime. The girls run into Sasquatch and Aqua. The guys run into a cave. And you know what? Both teams come together and they're like, you know what? We need to work together here. Like it's not safe with the Sasquatch out here. And we're going to see a little manipulation from the girl side here. So basically Gwen is cold. I think she plays it up a little bit, but she's cold.
She totally plays it up.
It up. And she convinces Owen to give her sleeping bag. And then Heather is like finessing Duncan and snuggles up with him when they fall asleep. And by the time they wake up, all their stuff is gone. The girl is completely played them. I thought that was hilarious.
I was like, yes. And this is the moment where like Gwen and Heather kind of bond a little bit. They're like, they kind of realize like, okay, maybe each other one is kind of cool. Like, you know, that was great. We worked together pretty well. Like, so that was really interesting to see that. So I'm wondering if that comes into play later.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much, you know, time left, obviously, but I'm definitely very curious on that because they both kind of like are like, okay, like the other one's like not so bad, like, and they
like
made a point of saying that, so it's got to be something.
Like Big Brother 4 with Allison and June. So that'd be interesting. Oh, but so the guys wake up, they're like, oh, we're lost, we're gonna lose this challenge. And Owen is like, wait, I smell sticky buns because like we said, Chef hasn't been doing anything. Chef decides, so it's funny, Chef decides to make crap the entire season, but everyone's gone. He actually makes good food, so I
Yep.
thought that was hilarious. But so what they're going to do? Owen's going to follow his nose, and he's moving faster than the girls, and
Mhm.
he actually beats the girls to the finish line. But he doesn't cross it. He just goes straight to the sticky buns and eats them, and they still lose. He could have won it for his
Yep.
team, but he
Yep.
didn't. And he basically screws him and Duncan over.
Yeah.
You're going to get to the vote, and it's straightforward. I mean, Duncan's gone. The girls have been trying to get him out all season.
Yeah.
And so Duncan is finally gone here. You see on the
Mhm.
way out though, there's camaraderie with Duncan and Gwen.
Exactly.
He's Heather's like, you could have made an alliance with me, but blah blah blah. And then Owen burps or whatever, and Duncan's like, I'm out of here. But Duncan is our fourth placer here, and we have a final three of Heather, Gwen, and Owen. What's your thoughts on that, Sabrina?
Yeah, after realizing that the only people that could be voted out were Owen or Duncan, like it was an obvious choice to vote out Duncan. Like clearly, like he's the better strategist. Like I think in terms of gameplay, he would have gotten more votes as compared to Owen. So totally makes sense. And like I said before, like I feel like the final two, like again, the show surprises me every time and doesn't follow the logic that I think it's going to go. But if it
Okay.
goes the way that I think it should go, I think the final two would be Heather and Gwen. I see it as more of a like divisive final two than I would with Owen and Gwen, or even Owen and Heather. I feel like it'd be more of a landslide towards Owen, but again, who freaking knows? That's just my opinion. I think it'll be Heather and Gwen, and I would hope Gwen would win, but the game's been rigged to Heather. So I mean, there's that.
Well, I since next episode is the last time that you're going to be watching TDI, I will say it's not a jury; it's a final challenge. So, it's a final challenge, not a jury.
So they're not even voting for a winner.
Yeah. The only vote the jury technically got was to eliminate someone.
Are you crapping me?
So there you go with that. I just want to let you know that.
What is this BS?
So there you go.
This is stupid. No, this is stupid. I quit. I was gonna quit when Lashana left the way she left, and I was like, you know what? Maybe Gwen will win, and then now there's a final challenge instead of a freaking vote. So what was the point of even doing jury management? Because oh my god. Okay.
Well, look. You can say whatever you need to say. I will start whenever you're ready. You can go ahead. I don't care.
This game is so dumb. I am so mad. Why'd you make me watch this?
So hey, look, you don't know how the show ends. You got to keep watching.
I don't want that.
So Duncan is
because you know what's gonna happen. Exactly what's gonna happen is that Owen's gonna pull off a random win at the end, and he's gonna win over freaking Gwen, who deserves this win, or even Heather, who like literally worked her ass off. Like, I mean, I'll give her credit for like strategizing her butt off to like get to where she's at, because she should have gotten home multiple times. But again, was that all her, or was that her and the producers? Like,
you'll have to wait and see. I can't say anything.
Is there like a not a reunion, but like a Okay.
I can have y'all watch the reunion too if you want. I didn't plan on it.
There's 3 episodes?
There's 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Oh, okay. Because like, is there like a on the reunion episode? Is there like a behind the scenes kind of thing, like where they?
See, I feel like Total Drama Action in On is way better at that because they actually have an after show every 2 or 3 eliminations. And you get to actually like get clips and all that stuff, but they didn't do that with Island. The future seasons are way better at that. This is the first one. You know they
right. What year did this come out again? I keep forgetting.
The year Big Brother 10, 11. Yeah,
I know you told me, but I totally forgot.
9 Drama Island came out when it was whatever year Big Brother 9 came out. Or me 8 2007.
Oh, okay.
So, real quick, because there's only 3 people to rank. I mean, we don't have to stay here for long, and then we can continue on with the conversation. So, is Gwen staying at S for you? I mean, we basically spoke about them. So, is Owen staying at B for you?
I'm pretty much honestly, I'm gonna move Owen and Heather up to A because why would we not at this point?
Yeah.
But yeah, but definitely below Gwen because Gwen is my queen.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely there. I would say that because like I feel like because it is a final three right now, and they literally have one challenge until they win. Owen and Heather are like not so much like back to back. They're more like side to side at this point. Like they're equally in A
Okay.
here. I think that's fair. Like I mean, they've gotten here, so
All right. Look, this is our shortest tier stream ever. Look how
with three people.
look at all these losers. Like, right?
No, so many people that were so robbed. Ugh,
Courtney,
gross.
Beth,
Courtney, Beth, Lindsay, Lashana.
Lindsay, Lashana. Yeah. All
Sucks.
Rob.
Robbed.
And oof, how
I know.
the mighty have
I literally told Lance,
fallen.
I was like, watch out. I was like, even though I'm ahead by 9, like it's gonna come down to the very, very end. Like I freaking knew it.
It's always so funny because I knew it was gonna happen. I was just waiting.
Yeah, like, I knew it too. I could feel it. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be that ahead.
And,
Like,
but there you go. There you have it. That was our fastest ranking. But so to continue on, yeah. You know what? How are you feeling about the season? I haven't asked that in a while. So the season in general, because I
no,
think
it's good.
it was
The
once a
season,
good start for you and Lance at first, but you know,
yeah, the season's good. Like I think overall, like what sticks with me the most are those crazy robbed moments. Like the stuff that like really pisses me off. Like that's been like what stuck with me the most, which is a little bit frustrating, but like at the same time, I mean, obviously that's why this show is so popular because like there's always some, crazy crap happening. And now I understand. And like I said, the all the things that bended the rules are like because I'm just like I'm so like clean and like in line with like when it comes to like games and like shows and stuff like that. So when I see stuff that's like that, where like Harold changed the votes and then the whole like Lashana thing, like I was just like my brain just could not comprehend, and I was just like, what? Who thought this was a good idea? Like who was like in their like insane mind to write this? But I do like all the characters. Like I like how everybody's like very different. Like there's like nobody except for Katie and Sadie, obviously, but everybody's like a super different personality, and I really enjoyed that. And like, I thought it was hilarious. Like, I love Chef; he's the best. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like, I think it's really cool that like a lot of kids like watched that as their first like experience, like you did. Like, that was the first like kind of taste you had of reality like competition shows, and got you into all these other ones that are on TV. And I thought that was really cool. And I think it's I mean, it's definitely not like great for like little kids. Like there's definitely some not so appropriate moments for that.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a cool like parody for what Survivor is, and I thought it was fun. I liked it. I mean, if I'm curious to see how I feel once it ends and once I figure out who the winner is, like I may have a different opinion, not entirely, but I may have different thoughts.
Yeah.
But as of now, even though the person that I want to win doesn't win, like I still enjoyed watching it, and I was pretty entertained, and I liked all the little details. Like there's always like, just little bitty things that happen, like we're just like funny, that like we're just outside of everything else. So that was great. Like I like all that kind of stuff. Where it's like things to watch out for that kind of happen that surprise you.
Okay. Well, I will say, out of God, how many seasons are there now? Maybe 6 or 7. Out of all the seasons, I think Island is looked at as either number 1 or number 2. I think with time pass, maybe it's number 2 now. With season 3 being like up there with it. I love season 3. But it's a very fun watching experience. I agree.
Yeah.
It's the one, honestly, out of all the seasons that feels most reality television. Where the other seasons are good, but it's a little bit more cartoony. Like it feels more like a cartoon than like it still has the show elements, but it's a little bit more like out there, like things that wouldn't happen in the real world. I mean, granted, there's no walking, talking bears and all that crap.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. Now, I will say, I'll tell you and Lance something before you guys watch the finale. There is something that I need both of you to do, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Third place. Who do you want to get third place, and why?
See, that's a hard question because like as much as I like love to hate Heather, like I think gameplay wise, she doesn't deserve to get third. Like I would say out of all of them, like I really do like Owen a lot, but like I would prefer him to be at third, and I think he'd be happy at third. Like I think he's just happy to be there at this point.
Well, yeah.
And so I could see being content with any place he gets now. So I would say my ideal is like Gwen, then Heather, and then Owen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think we really touched on like most of it. You know, I've noticed the deeper we get into the series, the less we have to talk about because there's not many people here, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Same thing with Big Brother. I've noticed when I podcast about RHAP over there, it's like the further you get in the series, is not a lot to talk about. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, I mean, that was our episode 23 and 24 reviews. So keep a lookout for that. I think when we do the finale one, we probably will go live for that one. But yeah, we'll think about it. But there you have it. For anyone watching this, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate everyone's support as usual. Zach Burkham, I know you're out there watching. Thank you. But everyone, we appreciate you. Thank you. Please follow us on all of our new social medias and all that stuff. There's a Twitch, there's a Twitter, there's a YouTube. Check all that fun stuff out, and always follow and subscribe because every little bit helps as usual. Sabrina, where can people find you?
So I'm at Sabrizi2492 on pretty much all social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And then I was just on a live game called the Michigan Mole, and I ended up winning. Whoop, whoop.
Hey.
So they are going to be doing a season 2. So if you're interested, go to their Facebook, which is just the Michigan Mole. Like if you search it in Facebook, and then there's a group. Follow the group. You can see all of the live streams from that weekend that we played, and then get any updates on season 2 coming out, hopefully in the next few months or even maybe beginning of next year. And then Victory House the Mole, another live game I just played, is dropping their first episode on the 28th of this month.
Hey.
So I know I'm excited. And me and Lance are both in that game. So follow Victory House Productions on YouTube, and you'll see every episode coming out for the next few months or so. So I'm excited. It'll be fun to watch. I'm really excited to see like everything just back again. So yeah.
All right. And like usual, you can follow me at 8Ball Bangers. Just get updates on Talent Podcast and all the other fun stuff. Will we do Total Drama Action and the other ones? We're going to find out. We'll see. But for now, until next week with the finale and possibly we are on podcast. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.